Let's try this again.
Hong Kong 2018 U11-13 World Gymnastics Championships Chapter 6 Dream Sequence 2 Bravo at I5 Exit 118 Gymnastics Ch.6 Ep.3 13 Jan 2021. There were self-operated buffing machines and artificial intelligence robots that could actually answer the questions they were asked. Joker asked one of the robots to take us to the nearest smoking lounge. The robot recognized that Joker had a preteen voice. It asked, "Questioner, how old are you?" Joker replied, 2024. Insufficient data, the OWL robot replied. Follow me. We followed it, Joker, Jenny, Kim, Anna, and I trying hard not to laugh. The robot actually recognized other objects, both moving and stationary, such as people and walls. It maneuvered itself around these things. When we arrived at the information desk, the robot stopped. We stood several feet from it. The robot said to the 3 receptionists, these 5 children were looking for the smokers' lounge. Contact a juvenile law agency at once. We sprinted away from there and made our way back to Gate 11. We disappeared among the mass of other travelers. We expressed our merriment on the way back to the boarding gate. How had that robot detected our age and how many of us there were in our party? A few other OWL robots were assisting other passengers. They passed by us. We belly flopped on the carpet with watchful eyes, trying hard not to chuckle. It was next to impossible not to chuckle when Joker was in our midst. We fell silent until those suspicious robots were far away. Some 10 minutes later, we got up off the carpet and began running amok again. Those passing by had wondered why a group of junior elite gymnasts were lying on their bellies on the carpet with eyes looking at them and the other travelers passing by. We speed walked after the 2 robots. Both had gone in the same direction. The other robot wanted us to be detained, presumably for smoking underage. Some 50 meters ahead, something in a bookstore caught Joker's eye. She paused and stared with much interest into the store. We stood next to her and did likewise. Joker walked in and picked up a Korean gymnastics magazine. Its contents were geared for an older audience, and the gymnasts on the first few pages were senior elites. She turned the pages rapidly, searching for the juniors section, but there was none. Each page showed pictures of either pre-kindergartners or senior elites, among many ads. We each contributed $1. Joker paid for the magazine. As we walked, we read the magazine and made comments. We were walking slowly, clustered together as we read, without much thought for others. We somehow made our way back to Gate 11, where we sat down with Joker in our midst. We made comments simultaneously, none of us listening to anyone else. Most of the featured gymnasts were senior elites. We recognized their faces from other gymnast magazines, social media, and TV. We couldn't read Korean, we could only make sense out of fragments with English words attached to some of the articles. Opposite the back cover, Tiny fist-sized ads appeared on top, written in Korean and in English. Hong Kong is proud to host the 2018 Juniors World Gymnastics Championship. That's it? Kim expressed her skepticism. Not much of an ad. Other ads were much more visible, accompanied by colorful images. Even ads for toilet paper were more visible, more extravagant, than the ads for the Hong Kong World Championships. Its ads only contained words, no colorful images or anything else fancy or professionally created. There obviously hadn't been much forethought. The pre-K gymnasts could have done a better job. Joker tore out the page with the ad on it, ripped it into tiny pieces, and tossed the pieces up in the air. The tiny pieces of paper rained down on us. A janitor walked by and looked at us contemptuously. Rachel gave him a sad face with droopy eyes, pretending to be a person with an unpretentious attitude. We tried hard not to giggle. The janitor walked away in annoyance. Joker yelled, "Get one of those robots to come and vacuum up this mess." As our departure time neared, the waiting area for Gate 11 became filled with other passengers. Older travelers, other travelers in need of assistance, and travelers with infants and small children queued up. Workers were sorting things out, verifying tickets and checking passports. One talked into a mic so the messages were loud. "Ladies and gentlemen, Flight 11V non-stop to Hong Kong will start boarding shortly. At this time, we ask passengers who require assistance to come up. Next to board will be first and business classes, and finally general boarding. Have your boarding pass and passport on hand for a speedier process. Thank you for flying with Asiana Airlines, a member of the Five Stars Alliance." Long lines queued up for general boarding. A great many travelers were en route to Hong Kong on Flight 11V, 1,000 or more passengers waiting to board. Our coaches, our parents, our grandparents, Mrs. Hyatt, and Mrs. Humphrey formed circle with us in the middle. They continued to do last-second verifications of something or other. Mrs. Hyatt tapped on her tablet screen. Mrs. Humphrey studied our ponytails and faces to see who needed their makeup or hair redone. Robot Jim stood tall with a neutral facial expression, his mouth sealed. Parents took photos and shot videos of their artistic gymnasts. Hong Kong Dome was filled with spectators from around the world, from countries with junior elite gymnasts. The facility was millions of square feet in size and had sky-high hotels as part of its complex. Everything revolved around Hong Kong Dome. The stacked highways parallel with other stacked highways and multi-level highways and roadways were overfilled with cars and trucks. 1 mile to the east was Hong Kong International Airport. Its massive structure made every other international airport seem quaint. I looked around and saw endless sky rises and apartment buildings. There was no space left to build anything, so everything was built vertically, higher up, and higher up. A number of sky rises and apartment buildings, including our hotel, Hong Kong Dome Hotel, were so high up that their upper